In our A2 project, we not only made a documentary for Channel 4, but also a radio advertisement for Radio 1 and a double page spread for Radio Times. The purpose of creating these ancillary products was to advertise our documentary. For this question, I'm going to be reflecting on my completed products and assessing whether the overall combination of the main product and the ancillary products were effective. I believe we made effective links between our double page spread and the documentary. We did this by using the same title for our double page spread as for the documentary. We did this to create brand identity for the production. We also included the Channel 4 logo as well as the Radio Times logo on the double page spread. We did this to not only incorporate synergy, but to also visually show the audience where they could watch the documentary with a recognisable image. We also linked to the documentary with our double page spread with the use of quotations from the documentary and screenshots of the student vox pops we used. We used these as persuasive features. The quotations we used were questions that we asked the public in the documentary. We used these questions as a tagline, as we thought it would hook the audience of the double page spread to read the article and also watch the documentary. We incorporated the Roland Barthes Enigma code, as the questions that we asked were used to trigger thought and discussion, and therefore making our audience more intrigued to watch the documentary because they'd want to find out what we found from the investigation. The primary and secondary audience were targeted using these questions as well. The primary audience, which is young people, could relate to the topic more, and with the question especially, are teenagers more responsible than given credit for? They closely relate to that and want to read. This question could also target the secondary audience, which is adults and parents, as it could make them reflect on their own children and engage more interest. For our radio advert, I think we made effective links to our documentary. Firstly, I think an effective link we used was the use of snippets of the expert interview and also vox pops. The expert interview was with the vice principal of the college, of the Solihull Sixth Form College, and the vox pops were of the students that we asked within the college about their opinions on the drinking age. I think this was effective as it gives the audience a sneak peek of what to expect. This was also a persuasive feature as it intrigues the audience to see more of these interviews. And it also shows how we use real life opinions, which would also make people more interested because they want to see what other people think. Our primary audience would engage with the use of the student vox pops as in the advert, as it shows a relatable factor to the topic. There, once again, because they're young, what am I trying to say? I'll carry on with this. Our secondary audience would also engage with the use of the expert interview clip, as adults and parents would probably be more persuaded by professional opinion. We also, in both the radio advertisement and the magazine, use the time and date and, of course, the channel. This is important for informing the audiences when they can view what we are advertising. For the radio advertisement, we mention these details right at the end, so the audience would engage thoroughly with the content of the radio advertisement and be more eager to find out these details. For our radio advertisement, we decided to not use the presenter's voice, as after listening to a radio advertisement that didn't use the presenter's voice, we found that it gave a professional appeal to the production. However, on reflection now, I think we should have used our presenter for the voiceover of the radio advert, as it would have provided the audience with a recognisable voice, which would make the production link more effectively. Overall, I think our main product and ancillary products linked well and effectively, though we may have been able to better link them with the use of our own presenter as the radio advert voice.